I have been lucky enough to see the Amalfi Coast and Cinque Terre in person, and I genuinely did not expect a small Welsh seaside town to make me feel that same way. On day 6 of our UK and Ireland road trip, Tenby was meant to be a quick 2-hour stop on the way to England, and I almost skipped it entirely. 2 hours later, I was standing on a hill above a pastel-colored harbour, asking myself why nobody had warned me this town would grab me like this. In this video, I'll show you exactly what I saw in those 2 hours, what the whole stop actually cost, and the one mistake that cost me the full day I should have given it. Here is the moment Tenby stopped being a normal town. After leaving Pembrokeshire Coast National Park that morning, we drove about 25 minutes and parked in the town centre for €4, which bought us exactly 2 hours, a timer that was already ticking. The first thing I noticed was St. John's Church, and right beside it, the Tenby town walls, some of the best preserved medieval walls in the whole of the United Kingdom. The moment we stepped through the old gate into the narrow street of shops behind them, the town completely changed character. 1 second we were on a normal road, and the next we were inside a place that looked like it had been painted for a film, and that was when I realized 2 hours was never going to feel like enough. The town center is where Tenby first got me, but almost where it lost me too. The streets are cobblestone and narrow, and they were absolutely packed, cafes and restaurants completely full, and at times the crowds were so thick I nearly turned around and left. But here is the strange part. The moment I pushed through, I stopped minding it. Every shop front is painted in a different color, each one deliberately designed, and together they create an atmosphere you simply do not get in a normal British town. In the middle sits St. Mary's Church, one of the largest medieval churches in Wales, and its front square is where the town's 3 main streets meet. Walking past the flowers hanging from the buildings, I kept thinking this place belonged in a postcard more than in real life, and I do not say that lightly. As we walked down St. Julian's Street, something shifted. The seagulls got louder, the sea breeze touched our skin, and then the first view of the coast opened up in front of us, and suddenly the crowds made sense. Colorful buildings lined up along the slope above the water, and between the old town walls and the beach sits a long viewing terrace that is basically built for stopping and staring. We stayed there for a while, because this is the exact spot where every famous photo of Tenby is taken, and for the first time I understood why it beats the photograph. Across from us was Tenby North Beach, full of people sunbathing and swimming, fishing boats resting in the harbour after their morning run, kids doing water sports in the bay. For a moment it felt like we had stepped into someone else's summer, not a normal afternoon in Wales. We made our way down toward the harbour, and on the last stretch before the sand, we passed the stands running daily boat trips and fishing tours, the ones that take people out to Caldey Island just off the coast. Tenby Harbour itself is small, with a tiny beach, only a handful of people, and the little St. Julian's Chapel sitting just behind it. I was down by the harbour building filming the town from a new angle when a group of curious kids came over to ask what I was doing, so I introduced myself. When they realized it was for a YouTube travel channel, they told me they would subscribe and could not wait to watch the video. It was a tiny moment, but it is exactly the kind of thing that makes a place feel alive, and it is the reason you should not rush a town like this. So why does a Welsh town feel like the Amalfi Coast? This is a country famous for rain and cold, and yet standing there I could have sworn I was in Cinque Terre. It is not just the colors, it is the light, the way the houses tumble down to the water, the way the harbour curls around the bay. I have visited plenty of places that look magical online and disappointed me in person, but Tenby was the exact opposite. It looked decent in the photos, and in real life it was more beautiful than any picture. And it was about to get even better. I almost skipped the best view in Tenby, and I did not even know it. We crossed to the other side of the town, and everything changed again. Castle Beach sits right below Castle Hill, where the ruins of Tenby Castle still stand, and straight across from the sand is St. Catherine's Island with its old fort on top. That fort was built in the 19th century to defend the coast against a possible French invasion, and it is a tidal island, which means at low tide you can actually walk out to it. The higher we climbed Castle Hill, the clearer the view became, and from the very top, past the castle ruins, the old cannons and the Prince Albert Memorial, you can see both sides of the town at once, and I will not forget it. Then came the hardest part of the day, saying goodbye. With our 2 hours almost gone, we took one last look from the viewing terrace, bought 2 ice creams for €15 and drove off toward England, crossing the Prince of Wales Bridge about 2 hours later, all the way to Bristol for the night. Now, the part that genuinely surprised me, the cost. Parking in the town center was €4 for 2 hours, and the only other money we spent in Tenby itself was €15 on 2 ice creams, so the whole visit came to under €20 for both of us. The beaches, the walls and the views from Castle Hill are all completely free, and if you park a little outside the center, you could do this entire visit for almost nothing. The rental car was €400 for 2 days, but Tenby gave us more in return than any other stop on the whole trip. My one real mistake was treating Tenby as an afterthought, and it cost me the place I was falling for. If you are planning this trip, do not repeat it. Give Tenby at least half a day, stay overnight if you can, and see the harbour in the morning before the crowds arrive, because 2 hours is simply not enough. So, is Tenby worth visiting? I came in expecting a quick forgettable stop, and I left calling it one of the most unforgettable places of a 10-day road trip across 4 countries. If you love colorful seaside towns, medieval history, or want proof that Wales can feel like the Mediterranean, go and give it far more time than I did. If you only want big cities or you hate summer crowds, you may not fall for it the way I did, but for everyone else, Tenby is worth it. If you have been to Tenby, tell me what you thought of it in the comments, and if this guide helped, do not forget to like, comment and share this video, and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss the rest of this UK and Ireland road trip. I will be waiting for your questions. A huge thank you to every subscriber and supporter who makes this channel possible. Because of you, Alp Galip Travels is now one of YouTube's most active travel channels, with over 550 videos and 2 to 3 new uploads every single week. I will keep bringing you the most honest and accurate travel videos from every corner of the world, so stay with me and let's keep exploring together.